Dan, I do want to thank you for your time today and for coming on. We want to talk about Triple S a little bit. We want to talk about the cleaning industry a little bit, and we want to talk about the vendor showcases that we're having here in 2026. And you're our first one, January 13th in Jacksonville. And welcome.
We are incredibly excited, and a giant thank you to you, Bobby, to you, Dave, to the entire Gem Supply team for this opportunity. I got to tell you, when I first got notice of these showcases, I was really excited, and I know my teammates also were really excited because it's such an innovative format and something that you're really doing to offer incredible value for your customers in terms of helping them have a day where they can learn all about the industry. They can learn about, Triple S specifically, but much more importantly, it's such a cool opportunity for us to celebrate what they do on a day-to-day basis in terms of, their work. And they are, as I know, and certainly, Dave and the Academy of Cleaning Excellence always really focuses and highlights on the fact that our custodial workers, our facility professionals are real rock stars. And I'm sorry to steal your particular name there, Dave, but I love it so much. So thanks so much.
You like to steal my thunder all the time, Dan. That's okay. I'm used to it.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while and done that, huh?
So folks, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the date scrolling right across the bottom of the showcases that Dan and Bobby are talking about. If you're listening to the podcast, we'll have those show notes in the below. So no matter what, there's 4 different showcases that we're doing in 2026. And we're doing something different. You did mention, Dan, we're doing something a little different. Typically, most distributors have a single day where all of the vendors come together all at one time. And what we heard over the last few years is that several of the vendors and also the attendees were like, can I have just a little bit more time individually? So folks, this year, Bobby came up with a great idea. The showcases are only one vendor in the building at a time. Are you ready for that, Dan?
Oh, well, we'll certainly do our best to make sure that we're delivering a very positive and meaningful, valuable message for the end users. Triple S is very unique given our role as a national distribution network of which Gem Supply is a member. A lot of people, when they first hear about Triple S or when they see the Triple S brand out in public, they automatically think of Triple S exclusively as a brand. Yet, we are so excited to be the support system that really helps all of our members, and in this case, obviously Gem Supply specifically, thrive and offer the best possible value to customers while keeping in mind the ultimate goal of a clean, healthy, productive indoor environment. So I can't even begin to tell you, gentlemen, and how excited we are about this concept and how excited we are to have the opportunity to support what you guys are doing.
The first one is on January 13th in Jacksonville. We bring that up one more time. But one of the things we do at that is the end users have opportunity to come to a educational seminar partnered with Triple S and the Academy. And Dan, what's the theme for this education that we're going to do in the morning there?
My goal is to make sure that everybody who comes to that particular session walks out of the room with a firm appreciation. And in many cases, it's going to be a reinforcement of what they already know. But it's really going to be a firm appreciation for the true nature of our industry and the true value of what cleaning provides. I've been fortunate enough to be in this industry now for going on 29 years. And I will tell you right now that looking back at when I first started in this industry, and, I was like, oh, goodness, I'm in the cleaning industry. I mean, listen, I'm not going to engage in revisionist history. I'll be completely honest with anyone that ever asked me. I took the job originally in this industry because, frankly, it was a job. And because I desperately wanted to get away from what I was doing at the time. But over the course of the last 29 years, I have really developed quite a passion and quite an appreciation for what we like to refer to as the true value of clean, and having a real firm understanding that it's, quote, not just cleaning, and that cleaning is properly treated as an investment as opposed to a cost to be minimized. And so what we're going to do, though, is we're going to break that down and help everyone in the room gain a full appreciation and understanding for why that's the case, while also putting actual metrics, including dollar figures, to why cleaning needs to be treated as an investment because of the positive and measurable impact it has on student attendance and funding in schools, substitute teacher costs, student performance, reduction of healthcare acquired infections in healthcare facilities, or even something as seemingly simple as customer or guest satisfaction in a hotel or in a restaurant or in a retail facility. Those things matter, and what we do matters, and we're really going to focus on that firm connection between an effectively cleaned indoor environment and those business outcomes, so we all gain a full appreciation. And like I said, in many cases, it's a reinforcement of the true value of clean.
So people who don't know Dan Wagner don't know that he worked at ISSA, right? And then how long have you been at Triple S now?
It's going on, let's see here. I started in 2017. I remember because I departed ISSA very shortly after the Chicago Cubs won the World Series for the first time in 108 years. You knew I'd probably squeeze that in there somewhere. So it was 2017. So it's early next year, it'll be 9 full years as a part of the Triple S family.
So speaking of clean, like what do you think is the biggest thing that's changed from when you started to today, when you look at what we defined clean as from over those 29 years?
I think that there is a much greater appreciation for the true nature of cleaning. I think that, if we think back to the pandemic and to COVID-19, that was really, we had dealt with public health outbreaks in the past, whether it was, H1N1 or whether it was avian flu or whatever the case may be. But the pandemic was really the first time that our industry and cleaning was placed in the spotlight. And the general public started to question, well, what is the real impact that cleaning is going to have on cross-contamination and on transmission of COVID-19 at the time. Now, I do believe that, unfortunately, when we think of the public at large, a lot of that message has been diluted. I'm not going to say it's been forgotten, but we don't quite hold the same appreciation for that impact that cleaning has. But I do believe that the pandemic set the stage for those conversations. And I'll share with you, gentlemen, a real quick story. And that is that in October of 2020, I received a message from the International Facility Management Association Suncoast chapter in Tampa. And they asked me if I would come down and I would do a presentation that they wanted titled Cleaning in the Age of COVID-19. Naturally, their members, the facility managers, the building professionals were concerned about, what they needed to do differently in the face of the pandemic, in the face of COVID-19. And as I started to put together my presentation, my very first slide read, Cleaning in the Age of COVID-19. And I started to think about it. I started to really think about what had changed. My second slide simply said cleaning, and the words in the age of COVID-19 were crossed out. And the reason I did that is that I realized that the importance of cleaning, the impact that cleaning has on a healthy indoor environment hasn't changed. And COVID didn't add any. All COVID did was add an identity or a name to the public health outbreak. But the truth of the matter is, while we had individuals who were understandably concerned about preventing cross-contamination with COVID-19, we know as an industry that we do that exact same thing on a day-to-day basis with the common cold and the flu, or MRSA, or C. diff in healthcare environments, or insert name of public health threat here. And so I do think that there's more of a public appreciation and understanding for the real nature of clean, but we've got to continue to push forward to really help everybody understand that cleaning is a necessity.
No, excellent. So if you like what you're hearing and you like Dan Wagner, come meet Dan in Jacksonville on January 13th. He'll be representing Triple S. He'll have a class from 9 to 10 titled The Power of Clean, going over what we just talked about a little bit and much more in depth. Then we have other dates coming. They're scrolling across on the bottom there faster than I can read them.
Yeah. Dan, I was thinking about something as you were saying that. There might be a lot of people either viewing on YouTube or listening on our podcast channel that may not understand, what does Triple S? I mean, how long has Triple S been around? What is Triple S? And I mean, what is there? Are they going to see something? I mean, because you're going to be there for 4 hours after you get through with the class. They got to be able to see something other than your smiling face, Dan.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure that it's not just my smiling face that they see. Triple S, is noted, is a national distribution network. We represent a family of independent cleaning product distributors across the country. There's about 115 cleaning products distributors. Once again, we really focus on independent cleaning products distributors. And the reason for that is we believe that it is those organizations like Gem Supply that are in the best position to act as indispensable partners to their customers. In fact, our challenge to our members is to act exactly as that when their customers need their assistance, when they need business assistance. And so I'm not only talking about what's the best can liner for the job, what's the best chemical to use in this particular application, but rather, how do I make sure that I am providing a clean indoor environment at the lowest possible cost with the most efficient equipment possible, with the best possible product for that particular application possible. And so one of the things that Triple S does is we do offer a full line of products under the Triple S brand, everything from equipment to clean chemicals to liners to towels and tissue to pads. And all of that equipment, all of those products will be there for you to take a look at. It is a very exclusive brand. It is a brand that I will tell you that once most facilities decide to invest in, they don't go elsewhere, right? And it really follows what we believe, once again, is the goal of an organization like Gem Supply. And that is to treat each customer independently, to provide a customized solution depending on that customer's unique needs, and to make sure that their cleaning program, the customer's cleaning program, is as practical, realistic, and economically efficient as possible. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what they're going to have an opportunity to take a look at. And if they want to talk about the Cubs winning the World Series in 2016, we can do that as well.
Okay, so I think there's some advertising, folks. If you've been watching any of our social media, which that's what we all do now, we scroll through, we flip through and everything. One of the things that comes about that reminds me of this conversation, Dan, is national. What is it? National power and local grit.
Yeah, national.
Yep.
National muscle.
There we go.
Yeah.
However it's termed, the whole thing is Triple S is the power nationally. We're the local grit here at Gem Supply.
I don't know if I've ever heard it said exactly like that, but I almost, just as I sold Rockstar Custodian from you, Dave, I'm going to steal that one from Bobby because I love that. And you know what? It's interesting when you say that, because just as I just mentioned, that we challenge our member distributors to be an indispensable resource for their customers. Triple S needs to be an indispensable resource for its members. So in other words, we are supporting each and every one of the customers through Gem Supply. So I know that Gem Supply has an entire cadre, a plethora of different tools and resources that you all make available to your customers. If the customers need a best-in-class training program, you've got the ACE program. If the customers need a inspection kit, you can provide that to them. But occasionally what ends up happening is a customer says to one of the Gem Supply facility specialists, hey, I'm looking for something very unique, something very unusual. Gem Supply then has the ability to come to us as the national muscle and say, what do you have in this area? What do you have for us so we can make sure that we are providing the customer with every single thing that they need? So in other words, we're the folks who kind of stand behind Gem Supply to make sure that you, the customer, your needs are completely being met.
Okay. Well, thanks, Dan. I appreciate your time.
Of course,
yeah.
I'll tell you, gentlemen, that once again, I know I started by saying this, but we're really excited. Maybe the January 13th date was strategically chosen, given the fact that I myself am based here in Chicago, Illinois, where we just literally, if you can believe this, we just had the snowiest day in November on record. So while you guys are all sitting down there in Jacksonville and Lakeland and Ocala and Clearwater and of course in Orlando, and you all are heading to the Magic Kingdom to have fun, we're out here shoveling. But I'll tell you something. It doesn't matter if you're in Chicago, if you're in Orlando, if you're in Tampa, it doesn't matter. It is absolutely crucial that we have effectively cleaned buildings because of the impact on business outcomes. That's the message we're going to deliver.
Dan, I had to wear my shirt with a palm tree on it just for you today.
Well, you know what? Just dig that sword in a little bit more, Dave.
So, folks, if you've been watching this on YouTube, you've seen the dates go across. Bobby mentioned they've been going faster than we can all mention. They're on the Gem Supply website, so you can go there and you can get that. There's the address right there. If you're listening to this on the podcast, all of that information is going to be there in the show notes. Dan, we thank you for joining us today. And, folks, from wherever you're at, make sure that whatever journey you're on, it's healthy, positive, and proactive. Stay safe out there, folks.
See you, Dan.